Another than 410. Okay. You gonna put us on a little Juneteenth history, little Black history.
360. What's up, family? Hey, y'all gotta make some noise. What's up, family? What's up, cousins? I say cousins because we are related. Hey, can we give a big shout out, big salute to Court Santana? Amen. That's our Facebook name. Can we give a round of applause right now? A big shout out to Court Santana for this great Juneteenth celebration. Now, can y'all give yourselves a round of applause? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, let's do it again. Can you give yourselves a round of applause? All right, can you give your ancestors a round of applause? Now, the reason why I say give yourselves and your ancestors a round of applause is because we've been through some stuff. Yeah, we have been through some stuff. And ain't nobody in American history been through what we've been through. Can I repeat that for you? Yes. Nobody in American history have been through what we've been through. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to be before you long because I know a lot of y'all want to get your grub on, you want to get your shop on, and you want to get your meat and greet on, so I'm not going to wear your patience long. But as Courtney said, I am Cory Lyons. I am the president of the local chapter of the Bladen County NAACP. I also pastor First Baptist in Elizabethtown, North Carolina, 501 Mark Street, E-Town, 28337. So if you ain't busy on on Sunday mornings, you can come on down there to service for parking lot service. Begins at 11 o'clock a.m. But again, I'm not going to be before you long. I just have a few things I want to share with you. There's a verse in Genesis I want to share with you. I think it's somewhere around Genesis 11:6 or Genesis 11:9. And because I'm a pastor, I had to give this to you. God says, because their people are one and they speak the same language, there's nothing that they won't be able to do. Right? Let me say it again. It says, because the people are one and they speak the same language, there's nothing that they won't be able to do. Now, if I could just, throw a topic out there, I want to let you all know that there's power in being one, right? There's power in being one. There is power in being one. Now, I'm going to get back to that in a few seconds. As you all know, we're celebrating Juneteenth today. Because it was on June 19, 1865, that the last slaves were set free in Texas. All right, I believe it's Galveston, Texas, right? This is about 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation that the last of our ancestors, the last of our forefathers was set free. Now, to me, that is my 4th of July. I'm just going to throw that to you. That is my 4th of July. Because in 1776, July 4th, when America got her freedom from Britain, our ancestors were still enslaved. Yeah, let me say it again. In 1776, July 4th, when the Emancipation, when the Declaration of Independence was, when the Declaration of Independence was signed, our ancestors were still enslaved. We were not free. And if you ever get a chance, take time to read Frederick Douglass. What to the slave is the 4th of July, right? Read Frederick Douglass' speech that he gave, I believe it was around 1855, and that speech said, what to the slave is the 4th of July. And in that speech, Frederick Douglass, he let those whom he was speaking to, he said, the 4th of July is your holiday, yeah, because America got her freedom from Britain. But he said, but what about us? What about people who look like me? We are still in shackles, we are still in shame. So in other words, Brother Frederick Douglass said, this is your holiday. But I want to declare right now that Juneteenth, that's my holiday, yeah. Now, I'm grateful for a day off on July 4th. I'm cool with that, yeah. But this right here is my holiday, yeah. Because my people were still enslaved on July 4th, 1776. But again, June 19th, 1865, that's my holiday. That's what I'm going to celebrate, yeah. But again, I want to tell you that there's power in being one. I want to come back that there's power in being one. Consider this. It was the late 1800s after Reconstruction, or during the period of Reconstruction, there were some brothers by the name of J.B. John the Baptist and another brother by the name of Ottawa Gurley, all right? These brothers met up in Oklahoma, and they decided to buy about 40 acres of land in Oklahoma, what is known as Tulsa, but it's Greenwood, the Greenwood area. So these brothers, they bought 40 acres of land. They began to put buildings and houses on these lands, and pretty soon, those few buildings, it evolved to about 600 shops, 600 businesses in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now mind you, this is during the period of Reconstruction. But they came together and they decided to build an all-black community, and they ended up having about 600 businesses in this all-black community. You had your schools, you had your businesses, you had your policemen, you had your banks, you had your theaters. Do your research, it's there, baby. But you had all of this in Greenwood, Oklahoma, back in the late 1800s and in the early 1900s. But it was about 1921 when all hell broke loose, when there was some folk who raised war against our brothers and sisters in Greenwood, Oklahoma, because they were actually upset that they were doing too much. Let me say this: when you're doing too much, you will have some haters here. When you're doing too much, you will have some folk that won't like your progress. But notice this, check this out. When you're doing too much and you got haters hating on you, that's a good thing. Yeah, see, your haters, they actually validate what you're doing. Let me say it again. Your haters actually validate what you're doing. Can I say it one more time? Your haters actually validate what you're doing. So if you ain't doing good and you don't have haters, you ain't doing so much. So learn to tell your haters thank you, because you just confirm what I'm doing, But now here it is. You had these brothers. They came together and they built up Greenwood, but then you had the haters that came out and they bombed them. They killed about 300 people because they were doing too much. Some say it was because a white woman was assaulted on an elevator, but I beg to differ. They were just looking for a reason to destroy Greenwood because they were doing too much. Not only was Greenwood destroyed, but check it out, Wilmington, North Carolina was destroyed too, because a lot of folk don't realize that we had politicians in Wilmington. We had fish markets in Wilmington. We had barbershops in Wilmington. This is the late 1800s, early 1900s I'm talking about. This ain't that long ago. But again, you had some haters because we were doing too much, because we had came together and realized that we are a powerful people. They were doing too much and they destroyed Wilmington and took it back. Like I said, your haters validate what you're doing. They validate who you are. So again, learn to celebrate your haters. So now again, there's power in one. I want to get back to that. There's power in one. I want to tell my brothers and sisters is, if we ever get together, if we ever come on one accord, if we ever learn to speak the same language, there's nothing in this country that we can't do. Let me repeat that. If we ever come together on one accord, and if we ever learn how to speak the same language, we will be a dangerous people in this country. We're already dangerous because people don't like you because of what you look like. See, the reason why people don't like you because they understand your potential. If I understand your potential, I will keep you in a box because you may be doing too much. But let me get back to that. So now, okay, if we ever get together and come together on one accord, if we ever learn how to speak the same language, again, there's nothing that we could not do. We can recreate Greenwood if we came together. We can recreate Tulsa, Oklahoma if we came together. We can recreate Wilmington, North Carolina if we ever came together. We can recreate Richmond, Virginia if we ever came together. But see, we got to stop the hateration amongst ourselves. Oh, let me say it again. We got to stop the hateration amongst ourselves. And I'm going to tell you this. The Willie Lynch letter messed us up as a people. Yeah, the Willie Lynch letter messed us up as a people. Now, some say the letter was written by a fictitious person. But even if the letter was written by a fictitious person, it holds merit till this day. All right? Because if you have not read the Willie Lynch letter, please go home and Google it when you get home. But in this particular letter, there was a brother by the name of Willie Lynch. He devised of a plan to keep folk enslaved for at least 400 years. And let me tell you this. He said, let's divide them according to skin color. Let's divide them from the light skin and the dark skin. Then let's divide them by the hair texture. Let's divide them from the kinky hair and the short hair. And the curly hair. Let's divide them by size of plantation. The big plantation divided from the small plantation. Let's divide them from male and female. Let's divide them between the young and the old. So the main point was to cause division, because even back then they knew if we ever came together, we would turn this country upside down. But again, my brothers and sisters, it's dangerous when we come together. Again, let me say it again. It's dangerous when we come together. Okay, watch this. When we come together, we can stop buying land. And when you start buying land, you can build your own communities. But watch this. When you start building your own communities, you put your own businesses. You hire your own people. Now, I'm not one to cause division, but I believe we are in an era where we got to start looking out for ourselves. Yeah. Because for 400 years, we've been trying to get a seat at the table. Let me say it again. For 400 years, we've been begging to get a seat at the table. But we, in our brilliant selves, if you won't let me have a seat at your table, doggone it, I'll build my own. Let me say it again. If you won't let me get a seat at your table, I will build my own, because we have some brilliant-minded brothers and sisters. We have some doctors, some lawyers, some politicians, some governors, some senators. We got some presidents amongst us right now. So again, if you won't let me get a seat at your table, I will build my own. But it's going to come up to us getting on one accord, getting rid of these schisms and isms. So what, your brother make more money than you do? So what? Pat him on the back, good looking out. Yeah. So what, your sister girl, her business is popping and yours ain't? So what? Pretty soon yours will. Yeah. So what? He got a better car than you do. So what? So what? His house is bigger than yours. Pretty soon you can get one too. So what? She got red bottoms, and you rockin' Payless. That don't mean that at least you got something on your feet. But if we ever come to the place where we ever come together on one accord, we will be a dangerous people. And I'm telling you, that's what America is afraid of. America is afraid of us coming together because they realize our potential. That's why they don't put certain things in textbooks. They water down our history because they know if we ever obtain the knowledge of who we are, and if we ever come together again, my brothers and sisters, we will be a dangerous people. Okay, dig this. The scripture I referenced for you earlier, Genesis 11:6, 11:9, the people came together and they began to build a tower to themselves, right? They began to build a tower, but they did it for the wrong reason. But at least they came together. Now, the leader of this building was a brother by the name of Nimrod, right? The leader of this project was a brother by the name of Nimrod. Now, dig this. Nimrod was a son of Canaan. Canaan was a son of Ham. Ham was a son of Noah. All right. Let me say it again. Nimrod was a son of Canaan. Canaan was a son of Ham. Ham was a son of Noah. The brother was black, right? Did I tell you that the brother was black? The first leader ever mentioned in the Bible, he was a black brother by the name of Nimrod. So we were the first president. We were the first governor. We were the first senator. We were the first leader. If you ain't careful, you'll mess around and read the Bible and find yourself in there. But here it is. It was a brother that led the first project to build. Now, granted, it was for the wrong reason, but at least they came together. Now, can you imagine again if we recreated us coming together, but for the right reason, to build out our communities, to build our own schools, to build our own tables to sit at, to build our own neighborhoods. If we ever came together, we wouldn't need anybody else. Let me say it again. If we ever came together, we would not need anybody else because we are our brother's keeper. But again, it's dangerous when we come together. We come a long way, but we still got a long way to go. We've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. Again, if we ever pool our resources together, our spending power in America is about $1.3 trillion. Let me say it again. Our spending power in America is about $1.3 trillion. If we would ever take that money that we spend outside of our communities and spend it on the inside of our communities, we can build ourselves up. Dig this. In Greenwood, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, I learned that the dollar circulated for a year in that community before it ever left. Let me say it again. The dollar in Greenwood, Oklahoma, it circulated a year before it ever left. Nowadays, when we get our money, when we get paid, we go to the check cashing places. We go to the hair place that we don't own. We go to a bank the bank with folk that don't look like us. We go to malls that we don't own. But if we ever build ourselves an infrastructure, if we ever build our own businesses and keep money in our pocket and spend in our own neighborhoods, we can make ourselves wealthy instead of making other people wealthy. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be able to hear. A lot of us, and I'm guilty of this, we are concerned about names, and that's why we don't support ourselves. Because a lot of us, if we have a brother or sister and they have their own fashion line, because it's not polo, we won't wear it. If it's not Tommy Hilfiger, we won't wear it. If it's not Vera Wang, we won't wear it. Yeah. If it's not Nike, we won't wear it. But here it is, we complain sometimes about us not supporting ourselves again, but again, we are worried about names. But dig this, not only are we worried about names that we put on our back, yeah, but see, we're also not concerned about our brother or sister trying to make a living, right? But if we ever come together and begin to support ourselves, we will be a dangerous people. So it's time for us to unite, because we come from a strong stock of people. We come from people that kept fighting. And you wonder why you're still here, because of the blood that's in you. You wonder why you're still here, because you came from a people that could not be broken. You wonder why you're still here, it's because God was on your side. So again, my brothers and sisters, if we ever come together, we will turn this country upside down.